We're live. See if anybody's here still. Oh, look. All right. Hopefully you can hear me. Speak not, young Farkas. Let's check my audio first. Oh, my God. It's been a good hot summer. All right, Jeremy, please talk to the crowd. I don't know what to say. I don't know. An ad? There's one way to solve this problem. One moment, Jeremy. Just hold fast a moment. And let me get in there to where you were. Okay. Need this here. Copy. Tell you what we're going to do, Jeremy. There's an easy way of fixing this, or at least finding out where the root of the evil is. Just one moment. I got it here. All right. You'll see what I put in the chat there. Okay, so let's attend to our customers here first. I heard someone tap dancing. That's me, alien. Oh my. Let's see. Team Troll. Willie the Rat House Peg Dude. Oh, everybody's just sitting here chatting around. You guys are just chatting around. Probably no one's going to join, but at least tell me whether or not it's you or me. I mean, I could argue with you. Everything on my side's showing green. I'm even hearing you. Keep that in mind. Let me ask chat something real quick. That's a good point. So, chat. Tell me if you hear this. Good test, Jeremy. Well, that's not a good test. I went to the wrong website. There we go. Just it's hard to explain, but it doesn't work like that. Hold on. I can't. Where am I at? Oh, this is the Troller Games website. I was like, what in the world? Well, that's what it's doing. That's why I can't. That's what I'm trying to explain. I don't know. All right, right here. You guys tell me if you hear this noise or not. Well, I don't hear it either. Oh, I found the problem. Jeremy, 5 seconds. Speak and they will hear you, Jeremy. Really? Nope, they won't. Well, I could have sworn that was the problem. Darn it all. I don't know. I have no clue what's wrong with this thing. I don't know. It worked yesterday. So I don't know. I give it a link, and it captures that link. It's a special link that the app creates. Like a browser audio. Let's try a workaround then. Jeremy can just type. Yeah, that's true, Kingsley. He could just type if he wanted to. But no, he's too good for typing. That's a good point, Jeremy. I'm going to try that. Hold on a second. I'm going to add another audio source. This will be a browser audio source. So give me just a moment. Browser? Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think it'll matter. No, I think my audio is coming through on my separate on my mic right here. I just discovered that while ago. So yeah. I couldn't remember. So right here. So we'll see. Let me add the source. Let me new source it. then we're going to add the source. And we're going to hit delete that. And then we're going to close that out. Well, actually, we'll do this. Now, let me find that browser source over here. See how I put that up there, guys? That's pretty clever, isn't it, right? So what I can do is I can hide it from there. I don't think that's going to actually, let me try something else. Audio is probably what I want. Screen capture, video capture, browser source. Where's the audio at? There it is. That's, you guys are getting a lesson in tomfoolery today. That is not going to work. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to find a source for you here, Jeremy, but it's not letting me do the browser source either. Well, I'm trying to find a way to keep the camera source separate because the browser is going to show the whole browser. I don't have an audio browser captures or a browser audio captures. Well, it looks like shit. That's why. You don't understand. On my end, that's true. Oh, well. Let me look a second here. Give me just a second. You're putting a lot of pressure on me, man. A lot of pressure on me. No, it's not this 2 clicks. You're like one of those people that figures out how the Olympics work sitting in their armchair in their house. Oh, it's simple. Let me try this real quick. I'm not arguing with you about it. You're not wrong. Just looking at some choices I got here, okay, real quick, all right? Before I call it a night on this bullshit. All right, the last thing I want to try is there is one thing here I want to look at, and it is right there. Source. Yes. Add it. Ah, here we go, Jeremy. This might work, Jeremy. This might work. Explore. All right, for shits and giggles, say something. Let me check and see what I. Hold on. Let me see where I've got it pointed to. Say something now.
Something now. Oh,
Is it working?
it's working.
Excellent.
What did you do?
And then we'll try one more thing. Keep
Don't
talking.
change anything. Don't change anything. It's working.
Is it still working?
I don't know. Turn me up if you can.
Oh yeah, you're definitely turned down. How about now?
Uh, uh. Yeah, sounds good.
Turned down for what?
Was the volume just turned down on me the whole time?
No, I actually used an experimental thing they have in beta, but it's a long story. But I knew that would work, so I'll track down the problem later. This is working. We can go ahead and have our show now.
36 minutes later.
Now, could you everyone please put? We missed a lot of chat. Could you all just repeat yourselves real quick for us, please? Just. All right. What a pain in the ass that was. Anyway, I don't have no idea. I still don't know what's wrong with it. That's very weird. You're welcome. All right. We're here to answer your questions and to hang out with you. If you have any questions and that we didn't answer them, try it again. Looks like the bot's still working. Everything's still. Oh, wait. You know what? Is the bot still taking? Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, I run that on a different computer. Oh, so it's still going to work. Excellent. All right. There we go. God, there's a ton of people in here.
Not only is it a hockey stick, it is a very thoroughly autographed hockey stick.
Question: if the Adventure Armory is ready for print tomorrow, can the Kickstarter backers expect the final PDFs? Well, Jeff, that's a good question. So typically, what we do is we don't release the PDFs to the backers until we get it back from the print, and once it gets back from the printers, and then we kind of go through a whole fulfillment process, and part of that initial is getting all the digital stuff out. You know what I mean? Maybe, you know what I'm saying? I can ask Stephen C. I think we typically do that, But yeah. It's that's a good question. I'm just trying to think about it because it really varies on project to project. So I can't.
What's the question?
On it. Just about when they'll get their PDFs for backing. Because,
like,
for example, when we're doing the Reforged one, there's been early copies sent out, and we don't even have them to the printers yet, right? For an example. Now, I think we did send out one early copy of the Adventurers Armory, maybe. I think
to my knowledge,
trying to remember.
I don't know that anything's going to be sent out early.
Yeah,
because we still are underway. I just started assigning the briefs for the Monster Armory,
right.
and I think once that's done, everything can go out the door.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was the 40 pages I sent, or yeah, Steve sent. But yeah, right. Steve got it all together and sent it to me. But yeah, that's what it is. I knew there was something we sent out for Adventurers Army, but I just couldn't remember. Yeah.
And that because War Mounts is done, I think.
Yeah.
The armory itself is done. Don't hold me to that. And the monstrous armory is written.
You're waiting on art, right? I think you're
waiting on art.
Yeah, a ton of art. Yeah.
I've got one guy. I only have one guy. I assigned him 6 pieces today. I'll give him another 6 pieces when he's done with that, and that'll be one of the monsters done. It will be available when they're available.
People are hungry for their weapons. Oh, you know what? I don't even have any water or nothing. I have nothing to drink. Can you believe that? When will TLG dice be available more? I read that backwards, but yeah. We had the lady that made those first sets is working diligently away, and hopefully we'll have some soon. I'll reach out to her, Monkey, about the first of the week and ask her where she's at. I didn't want to hassle because they just got back from Gen Con, and all that. But my understanding, she started working on this week, so
the second they arrive in our workshop,
I'm pretty sure 2 weeks. No, I don't know. I'm not sure how, because she's hand making them, so I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know.
As soon as they show up at the warehouse, they go up on the website.
I'm
sure.
Yes, Inner Yoda. Speak, I must. Stupid dogs barking everything. How should an Endless World CK get in contact with you for support questions? Oh, that's an easy one there. I could give you the command, but it won't work because the email's not there. So hold on just a second. I don't think the email. Let me try to see if I fix that bot or not. Oh my God! Yes, there's that. What I didn't have was.
Oh my gosh!
So just email us there. That's all you got to do. Or I forgot. Actually, who was it? Asked me. Turnian, are you in our Discord? You can also go in the private. That's not private anymore, but the Discord for Endless Worlds. Yeah, Lando's asking because you could ask there, and one of us will see it. Okay. Yeah, just ask there, or you can email us, or both. Whatever you want to do, we'll get you straightened out. I will tell you, there's going to be There's going to be a cluster of activity, over next week on some emails and stuff going out because we've got a bunch of stuff going on. I'm getting all the rewards and stuff caught up. We had to redo the system a little bit, and we had to go in the back end and fix some things. So we're going to send out some more emails, and then we'll be moving forward with like this. I think we're going to finally be the point where I can keep it running all the time. It's just hard when you've got people volunteering. Everybody's got their private lives and stuff. So it's one of those things. Lots going on. Yeah, lots going on. That's for sure. Question: I have been contacting area high schools about student gaming clubs. Is the turnaround time for those club bundles currently 3 to 6 weeks per the website, or is it any shorter than that? That is a safety catch, Chris. It could vary, but I think right now, since we're back from Gen Con, probably in a week or 2 at the most.
Well, depends on how much backlog we got to get out after post Gen Con.
Yeah. It's just but I think right now we're settled down. So until we get another con come, where everybody's wished off to wherever. Yeah.
Like if we're really
Okay.
inundated with orders, it might take a while, but it shouldn't be crazy long.
I got you, Sumner. Thank you very much for that. And it's been a process for us because like I said, it's a volunteer type thing helping me do it. And yeah, so we've learned things, we're fixing things, that kind of thing. Work in progress, I guess, but it's coming along pretty good. I've got everything happy now, and we're going to start pushing for more memberships very soon. I've just kind of left it alone until I got everything worked out on it first. Right, we did the initial, and then we just kind of left it be. Oh, no worries. Yeah, we are. Yeah, because I had to redo everything. I had to change a lot of stuff, had to set up some shoe sheets and stuff. But it's all seems to be doing good. Let's see. Do we have any other questions? Because I didn't see any earlier. I was too busy dealing with that bullshit. I don't think so, though. My God, that's a tiny batch you've got there.
I got 2 of them. This one's even smaller.
Wow, you do have 2 bats. Nice. No, I'm sorry. You have 2 clubs.
Right? Yeah, you could.
That Sparky says that's a gnome's bat.
This one's a teeny tiny Louisville Slugger. Branded.
Let's see. Alien asked any AA news. Not much to say. I think are they both off to the printers now, Jeremy? I'm trying to remember.
The first one is for sure.
Yeah.
That was sent off about, I think it was sent off Monday.
Yeah.
Because I found an error in there that I was like desperately like, oh my God, we got to get this in. And he was like, I was about a click away from sending it out. So
it's going to be, so that's a good question. It's going to be 2 books. He asked for A, right? You're talking about Amazing Adventures, right? Now we've run into the problem of Adventures Armory, which I'm just calling the Armory. I'm just going ahead and spelling it out as the Armory. We've got that whole AA thing, right? Yeah, but for Amazing Adventures, it's going to be the Chronicle Keeper's Guide and the Player's Handbook. And now there are some other things coming out with it. I can tell you right now. Let me look real fast here and I'll tell you. So the monster book was not part of the Kickstarter because we're actually creating a brand new book for it, right? Whole new book, Monstorium or whatever they're going to call it.
Eventually.
Eventually. Yeah. So
I really don't want to write that.
Yeah. Let me scroll down here and find the right one here, guys. I do have something here we go. All right. So interestingly enough, this is what we have. This is what we have down for the AA stuff. Okay, you ready? This is quite a lot actually. The Amazing Adventures Player's Handbook, Chronicle Keeper's Guide, Amazing Adventures Screens, Shadows of the Red God, which is an adventure, Rise of the Red God, which is an adventure, Rings of the Red God, which is an adventure, the Deeper Dark Trilogy, Ends Meet, Brotherhood of William St. John, and the Legacy of William St. John. Yeah, that's all the stuff that's planned to come out for that Kickstarter. So there's a lot there. Looks like there's 2 hardbacks and I don't know, 6 or 7 softbacks. Yeah, soft covers. Yeah. Hey, see you, Dan. Be good. Jeremy really talented with chopsticks. He is very talented with them, actually. The Mega Gambit asks, question, did this challenge on X... Oh, hold on. It jumped up. Sorry. Did you answer my question? I don't think I did. Rob Kuntz. I know it's Kuntz. Issued this challenge on X. Please repost this challenge for all adventure designers. Rob Kuntz is officially challenging another adventure designer, anyone to out-design me. My entry versus yours. To out-design me, so would Steve or any other troll lords like to take up the challenge? Oh, if we didn't have so much work to do, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Great. But it's hard enough trying to get him to hammer out C0 and finish the Codex of the Plains. And I'm still trying to write my book too. But man, yeah, for sure. That would be interesting. I'll have to check that out. I didn't see that, but I don't get on a whole ton, but I will check it out.
Steven's adventures are, I wouldn't call them revolutionary. There are a lot of, they're very location based, or like travel based.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Is that spam? What do you say?
They're extremely direct in what they're about.
What's spam, Wolf? I don't know. Not sure what he's talking about.
I don't know.
The books look really good, to be honest with you. I mean, I was really surprised with them. They look really nice. I think it turned out
Which
really
ones?
well. The new AA books, Amazing Adventures books.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
good. They're very. It's a lot different. It's a different feel from the original, the first print or edition or whatever.
It's fine, Wolf. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's a fair question, you know.
Jeremy has some news. He doesn't know that. He does. What was the how you pronounce that word? Is it pullament? What's the term I'm looking for?
Penultimate?
Thank you. How you spell that?
Penultimate, I think.
Penul. So penultimate, right? Yeah, that's it. Right. So today, something penultimate happened to Jeremy. He was secretly worried, I think, or well, I shouldn't say he was worried, but he was monitoring.
Penultimate means second from last.
Oh, does it really? Penultimate does? Oh, well, shit.
Ultimate is the final. Penultimate is second from final.
Oh, well, I'm way off course. Let me rephrase.
I was like, I hope I haven't done anything penultimate yet.
So Jeremy has some good news today. Something happened that he was hoping, he expected to happen, but he wasn't 100% sure if people would follow through, and they did. Oh. And he got back reassurance of the human race. What happened, Jeremy?
I set a hard deadline for submissions, internal submissions for the Crusader Journal issue 28.
There's the cover
not right expecting there. anyone to adhere to it. And I got every single submission today or sooner. So I guess people were taking my instructions.
We're fired up over it. We are fired up over it. We're anxious to see it come to print.
I have 2 articles I have to read and edit, but one of them was written by Finn, who is the editor. So I have lots of faith that there will not be a lot of work needed for that one.
Yeah. So I'm pretty thrilled. I'm excited about it. So in my column, I did. For right now, I'm going to be talking about the crafting book I'm working on and the rules and stuff for a little bit, but then I'll switch it out later so people doesn't get bored. But that's where I'm kind of angling stuff, right? Yes, most impressive. I agree 100%. Oh yeah, There's a 27 on the store because I actually put those on there. On the store I have. They're all PDF. There's no print books. We're talking about bringing back the print though. But
we were talking about an omnibus.
Yeah, or an omnibus or something like that, right? Well, we're definitely going to do one every year because I think me and Jeremy talked about it. We want to have one every year for the year. Oh, Jeremy, that'd be good.
Oh, an annual? Yeah, we talked about it. I don't know.
Yeah. We'll see.
The demands of it.
That's really what it boils down to. He just touched on it. How many people really want to help support it? We're going to run it through Patreon, right? So that way people can just do and we're going to do it. We're going to change Patreon up a little bit to where it works better, and then you guys basically will get your Crusader through there probably. Or if not, what we'll do is we'll probably give it away free on Patreon, and then you have to buy it through the store.
Yeah, so we discussed retooling the Patreon to be a subscription service for the Crusader.
Right.
So we would switch it to only bill you whenever we upload an issue.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'd have to meet a certain tier. So it'll be bi-monthly, meaning once every 2 months, roughly. We're hoping for 6 issues a year. But we're not super slavishly adherent to that. If something happens and we're
you know how busy, it is, guys. Yeah, we get overcome with work or something,
because I'll be honest with you, this is really fun. This is a great project. I love working on it. But on the totem pole of things that need to be done, it's rather far down there. Yeah. That's not to say that it's going to languish or not be work toward it will, but sometimes it may be 3 months instead of 2. Which is why we're looking at.
Yeah, because we need room because there's other stuff going on, right? We got.
Well, yeah, and we're gonna shy away from we have no plans to be like, here's $50. Now I have a subscription. Rather, it'll be like the Patreon where you get billed when we send it out, or you just purchase them piecemeal.
Yeah.
And the focus of these new behind Gygax stuff and other Kickstarters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think what was that for?
What was what
I think
for?
that was the core books, the Crusader.
What? Confused.
What Kickstarter was that attached to?
The original Crusader?
No, the new one.
Oh, Reforged.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
The last one. Yeah.
So the first issue, even though it's
Yeah, the first
going
issue is
into
going to come
layout,
out because Kickstarter funded it, right? It's ready to go.
well,
So,
no, not even that. The first issue will come out while we are delivering the rest of the Reforged stuff,
right.
because it's actually very far ahead of schedule because it's already written, and I'm doing a final editing pass on it, and then it is going to go to layout. Is,
Yep.
So it's actually pretty. I don't want to say easy to get done, but the commitment from everyone is a lot.
That's
Lesser.
why we're
we
doing
don't need
this.
anyone.
Yeah, that's why we're doing a slow roll because we don't know. I mean, everybody got their stuff in, but what happens the next issue or the next issue? You know what I mean? We know there's going to be times where there's going to be time lapses.
I'm going to hold people's feet to the fire on this.
Right.
I got a lot of people being like, "Oh, I got this great idea for a series." I'm like, I'm not printing it unless I can get a guarantee that you're actually going to follow up on it.
Yeah.
Somebody wanted to do a story, and I was like, I'm only printing this if I have your promise that you're going to finish the story.
Oh, like some parts or something.
Yeah.
And there's an adventure in every issue, right?
Every issue will the main feature of every issue will be a full-length adventure. The articles peripheral to it may or may not be related. It ultimately depends on whether or not the issue has a theme or whatever. Like this issue 28 is just kind of general stuff. The subject matter is all over the place, including the adventure. The adventure is kind of different than like a standard, like go into a dungeon and do XYZ. There's a little bit more intrigue, and a complex plot. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, Manfred. That's why I have the first issues, all of the first issues content now, and when it's probably not going to go into print until probably January.
Right, but he's not going to wait to January to hound us. He'll want more articles soon.
No. Yeah, I was agreeing.
Oh, okay, yeah, because as editor in chief, he will. That's his job. Is to crack the whip. That's right.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it though. It was nice writing something that was different. You know what I mean? I mean, even though it was some stuff out of my book, but it was like a different purpose. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure. So that's probably what we're going to do. I think we'll see. Let me ask you guys a question. I wanted to ask you guys. Shit, you just touched on it too. What was it?
Yeah, I threatened to bludgeon you with a hockey stick.
You will learn your place, boy.
I tossed my gloves and we beat each other on the ice.
What was I going to ask you? I was going to ask the crowd a question. I wanted to ask you guys a question about this. I just cannot remember. Oh,
what sort of things would you like to see in an issue of the Crusader?
Yes. Well, that was not the question. That's a great question. Let me poll them real quick. Just a real quick question, guys. Everybody drop this into chat as fast as you can. All right. What would you, if we started moving away from crowdfunding programs and just started doing pre-orders in the store, what do you think about that? Because the problem is it's getting harder to get our stuff into the pipeline with them, and that would cut out a lot of back end stuff. Let me tell you, you know what I mean? Because I was telling Steve today, what we could do. Like for example, we're our goal. We have a goal. Jeremy agrees with me. We have a goal to have the starter kit out for CNC for Christmas, right? Well, that sounds great. So do we do a Kickstarter for it, or do we do a pre-order for it? We do another Kickstarter. It's another Kickstarter. We get in line and hit people up. Whereas we put it on the store as a pre-order, people can come and order if they like to, because it's something we're going to have anyway, right? What were you going to say?
How did you know about that?
Know about what?
Nothing. Never mind. Sorry about it.
Oh, it's 1 through 20. Oh, Pete's upset because he's missing the issue 27. You will never have it, Pete. No, I don't know.
How are you going to be able to keep up on the plot of?
That's right.
Because there's no overarching plot. So
A question: would that impact release timing and production runways? If so, faster or slower time? It would increase the amount of time it would take to fulfill something because we don't have to go through them or anything. We don't have to set up all this nonsense. I can
It
set
would
up at the
very,
store.
very slightly, yeah.
Yeah,
It'd
it'll be
probably
a
save
lot
us two or
better.
three,
Right.
days of work. Yeah.
Well, what that would mean would be, I thought the white box set works pretty well as a start. It does, Chris, but we're looking for something a little different. We want to, we want to do something
So
that's think like just a basic thing that shows you things. The white
I'm
box set's
currently
so
writing it.
collector. Go ahead, Jerry. You're
Currently writing it.
What's going on with you here? Your video's weird.
Is it?
Well, that's just it, Sparky. We pay Kickstarter for a fee. We pay whatever company that helps us with fulfillment a fee. And there's a third fee somewhere in that whole process. So yeah, there's a lot of fees involved. Absolutely.
So I don't know if I'm coming through all right.
You're okay. You're just blurry a little bit, but you're okay, I think.
Okay. I'm currently writing the starter kit or the starter set, and I'm lifting a lot from the white box, a lot. But I'm being much more careful about how information is doled out, and I'm being very deliberate about explaining things. The first, I think, 8 pages of the book is now of the booklet is now like extensive tutorialization where we set up scenarios and explain why they work the way they do, and we kind of drip feed essentially. The idea was that you could take a 12-year-old kid who knows nothing about any of this stuff, hand them this book, and by the time they're done reading it, they feel confident enough to not only make a character but run a game. So that's kind of the goal. Like the white box is really, really good at condensing information, but it doesn't teach it. So like a really big priority of mine is to be able to like kind of inform through the information and how it's conveyed and what is conveyed. Not only the mechanics of how to play, but how playing could feel.
Right.
One of the very important things for me was that I wanted, in the course of the tutorial, for the character to die.
Yeah, that's important to approach that. Yeah,
that is okay. And you die in the tutorial, you make a real character who's engaged, killed your old character, stuff like that.
Yeah, so yeah, your internet's definitely funky. I'm getting a red line on your internet connection actually to the web browser. It'll come and go. You know how that goes.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, and I was going to touch on that too. Where was I? Oh, Pete, you said that about we're still going to be on Kickstarter and whatever, but I'm just saying if it's a product that we're going to put in the store and sell forever, and it's not something unusual, and we have to put that off for 6 or 8 months because of Kickstarter, I would just soon do a little pre-order in the store like we did with the Advaniversary book and just move on, right? And then that way it's out there, it's done, it's in the store, and we move on instead of waiting and waiting. Because a lot of these projects like that one, for example, we were going to do it last year, weren't we, Jeremy? And we kicked it because we just couldn't fit it in because of the crowdfunding and stuff. So we're trying to look for ways to get around all that nonsense. And also, certain crowdfunding things, if it's something small and we think we can do it much quicker through the store, then why not? You guys get your stuff sooner. We get workload off of us and we move forward, and it's good for everybody, right? Let's see here. Yeah, like kids and stuff. That's right. Oh, really?
It's
Pete?
not written in a way that it's not written in a way that talks down to a child. It's very general language, but I didn't want to use any kind of words that would confuse a child. So it's very, very clear language.
Yeah, and that's good because as we well both know, in my head as a 57-year-old man, the way that I think these kids need to be approached to learn is completely different from how they're going to learn because we all know kids are always smarter than the adults, right? They learn faster. Like my granddaughter's 3, and she's already playing CNC at the table with dice, and moving minis and stuff, and practicing like building scenarios. She's 3 years old. I didn't do it when I was 3 years old. I was shitting in a diaper. I wasn't, making stories. You know what I mean? She'll sit there and write up a whole play in her puppet show and stuff. I'm just saying it's smart. You got to kind of think about that. You can't expect children to be dumb. Is what I'm trying to say. You know?
Now, I want you all to forget that I talked about any of that because Stephen would be horribly annoyed if he knew that I went and blabbed about it.
I don't know what you're talking about. Let's see. Still waiting for Infernum and the other book. Yeah. Oh, they're coming out, Alien. Don't worry. It's just going to take a bit. The Infernum was easy, but the Exaltum, all the angels and stuff, you'd be amazed at how much harder it is to find. Guess what? Art for those versus the evil creatures. You go online and want to look up devil or demon, you got your world's choice. You do angel, not as much. I mean, there's plenty, but you know what I'm saying.
Well,
it really interests
Infernum
me
is
how. Go ahead.
Infernum is written. It's written, and I
Yeah,
think
it's
all of
just
the
art.
art is done. I think the art is done at this point. It's going into layout.
Oh, for Infernum, you said. Yes,
and
yes, it is.
Infernum, yeah. Exaltum is in the process of being written.
Yeah.
We wanted to write Infernum first so that Exaltum could parallel all of the elements that are in it, so that they're very clearly companion books rather than being written in a vacuum.
Malaki, that's coming out in the M&T. How many dinosaurs do we
Dude, I
end up
could
having
write
in there? How many end up having in there though? Actually, in the cut, 8, 9.
a lot.
We had a lot because me and Jeremy like
Let me
dinosaurs. He digs the whole stuff, same stuff I do. So, you know,
bloody. There's a lot.
there's a lot of dinosaurs in the new M&T coming out. There's a lot of new stuff because we got rid of all the Fae and all that mythos stuff. So I can't wait to get my hands.
Not all of it, but there's Dino Sour.
Wasn't a lot of Infernum lifted or updated from Tome and Clean? Chris, I would honestly tell you that is a big fat no. Steve and Jason wrote this stuff from the ground up. The only thing that will be similar will be some of the creatures, right? For the most part.
So the idea for the creatures are the same. In a lot of instances, they have been very extensively reworked.
Yeah.
Because we weren't quite happy with how powerful they were. They're much more powerful. And a lot of them kind of have a much more distinct identity now than they would have prior.
And I don't think that's still going to be, as far as I remember, that's not going to be part of the Afterwinter Dark series. So it'll be very agnostic to the setting, but I wouldn't be surprised if it would fit very nicely within there and the Codex of the Plains that's coming on down the road. I would not be surprised one bit with the way he writes, but yeah, it'll have a lot of the same monsters stuff, but we've got some new art and stuff. It's a little different because like Zoe, I think some of the stuff we've showed you guys on here, she's really went overboard with trying to reimagine things. So we just don't have the same old shit in the book that everybody else has. You know what I mean? There's other companies out here that are putting out monsters and stuff, and they look completely different. It looks cool. Yes, go ahead.
I will say, if you're going into these books expecting AD&D Demons and Devils, that is not what this is. This is a very different, kind of bold take on almost all of them. Some of them kind of are aesthetically similar or might have comparable names, but it's a very different, deliberately different direction, which is very, very striking.
Yeah, I have to say, Jeremy's spot on, but I can tell you honestly, I know my opinion is worth my opinion, and that's it, right? But I will say this: I consider it to be
11 dinosaurs,
a vast improvement over the Tome and Clean. I like the Tome and Clean on Clay, but these books, it's a whole nother level, man. I'm telling you, it's going to be so much better.
There are 11 dinosaurs.
11? That's the total count. 11. And we also did. Sorry,
there's technically 10, but one of them is there's one stat block for both the the Apatosaurus and the Brontosaurus. So it's technically two different numbers, or technically two different dinosaurs, but they share a stat block.
And we have a lot of aquatic creatures for the first time coming into the book. We saw
lots of
lots of cool stuff. So underwater, in the water kind of thing, we really tried to look at things that were missing, didn't you, Jeremy? We tried to find stuff that was needed, and not another Fae. So.
Yeah, I mean, when you're working on a book of monsters, it's kind of tempting to just like kind of fall into the same, like,
Chris,
like, oh, sure. I want a primitive monstrous humanoid because those are easy to design. But it's much more important to kind of look at it as what parts of the game world have I underserved, and
Right.
what kind of encounters is the game not very good at providing. And once you identify those two things, you can identify these huge gaps in what's present. And so, like for us in particular, I identified um, monsters at sea, monsters deep underwater, monsters in deserts. Those kinds of things were really lacking. And so those plant monsters, vermin, those kinds of things were really kind of underrepresented, and
Yeah.
it was a priority to like kind of shore those up.
Now, when I finish, if I ever, which I hope I will, if I do finish the setting book for Inclunade, that's where you can get a little creative because that's not the standard, monsters for the game. This is a setting, so you can do some relative stuff. So, could there be some mental psionist type creatures like Sleeve Stacks down there? Maybe. You know what I mean?
They're already in there.
Yeah. So it's kind of, you know what I'm saying. There's just ways to do, like if you want to do whatever you want to create some kind of new kind of flying dinosaur or maybe some megafauna we don't have in the book. Well, you could do that here. That's one of the things. So we'll see. Luckily, Jeremy and me both love that kind of stuff, so it's cool.
My only regret
Oh, go ahead.
is that we didn't get a giant ground sloth in there. Because that's a really cool animal if you ever look it up.
Oh yeah,
But
I know very well what you're talking about. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's
Yep.
pretty good.
Trash Monkey says, "Do you think the Endless World could ever have organized play similar to Adventure? You mean like living characters in campaigns, Trash Monkey? It's on the list.
That's not what Adventure League does, though.
I'm just curious what he's asking. What part of it he's asking about?
Adventures League is where you can
you
can
take
go
your
into
character from place to place, right?
You can take your character to any table in the United States
Right.
in an official hobby shop.
Yeah, that's what I consider
as
a
designated night.
That's what I mean by living. Is what I was trying to say, basically.
Sure, but there's no like continuity between them. It's everybody's playing the same scenario at the same same time every day.
Right. Yeah, it's hey Jay. Let me give you a shout out. Yeah, we had some technical problems earlier, so we just stayed over.
I had a Paraceratherium in there. I don't think it made the cut though.
Yeah.
Which is a shame because it's the largest mammal that ever lived.
Yeah. So that's kind of where we're at with all that. I mean, it's the organized play goes. Right now, I've just got a very basic, simple sandbox approach, and then as we go along and evolve, if people want to talk about trying to do more stuff, we can look at it and see. But my goal is to bring GMs and players together for our games. That's the only goal that we really have involved at the top. Anything else is just frosting, right? Because that's really at the end of the day what's most important is helping players find GMs and GMs find players, right? And then all the rest of it we can kind of work out as we go along and see how it works and play around with it. Who knows? Happy little T-Rex.
That T-Rex art is Corey drew that, and it is amazing. It is so violent. I love it.
Ecology of the Giant Sloth in Crusader 29. You never know.
That would be a good article, actually. That would be a really good one for Davis to write.
It would be because he would get into it totally.
Problem is, he'd send me 40,000 words. I'd be like, I needed 1,000.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. That's what I've always called it. It's kind of one of those things, but we don't want to really set up like seasons and all that right now. We just want to make it simple. But like I said,
we'd have to write all those scenarios too.
Yeah, we have a whole list of ideas, though, of course, right? Everybody's come to me, like Lando, who was in here earlier. He's done some stuff with Adventures League, and I've got other people that's been involved. Everybody knows, but again, I want this to work, so I don't want to complicate it right now, but we'll see what happens. I'd love to. I'd like to have everything for everybody, But my dream right now is just to have a place where we can bring you guys together to play, and then offer you some tools to help with it and have fun. Let's see, there was something else somebody asked, and I don't know what was that. It was about. I can't find it now. I don't know. Too much going on. It might have been from earlier. Anyway, so yeah, there's that. Crusader's coming. That's really good news. Things are going on really well with a lot of stuff. The Hermit's very close to be going to fulfillment. I was setting up the backer kit today. I'll be working on it again tomorrow. And then
Still need him to send me a copy of that. I gotta look at it.
yeah, I don't even have a copy of it yet, actually, but I need to get one.
Well, I have to. It was the first thing we DOGL'd. It was the very first thing,
Right.
and not everything was set in stone back then, and a lot of stuff has
Right.
changed.
We have a lot
so I
more
gotta go ahead
stone
and-
set now than we did before. That's for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. Lando says, I nearly TK'd my CNC PCs last night. Got us crit and broke the fighter's leg. Oh, Lord. That's not good. Well, hold on a minute now. Oh, okay. But you were DMing. I thought maybe you were playing. I was curious about that. If there's something you would have ended up sabotage the party. I didn't know. It's funny. I had my guys over here. We played last Saturday night here, and they're in A6, A7. I've sort of combined
A42.
Yeah, and they actually had to fight. The barbarian in the group had to fight. He had to fight. I actually made this screed ogre up. Y'all, I don't know if y'all know what a screed ogre is, but it's an ogre from the wasteland that's called the Screed, which is just south of Offstrag. So anyway, I created this big screed ogre chieftain, right? And he had the barbarian had to fight him. Basically, it's a long story, but 1-on-1, and the rest of the group wasn't allowed to join in. And they were like, well, this sucks. We're not going to have to do anything. I was like, well, you never know. So while those two were fighting with an agreement, no one can interfere, some of the other screed ogres come up from behind. Everybody was just watching. They just kind of casually walked over and just immediately started attacking the players, the other guys, who was not expecting because they were watching the fight. So it turned out pretty good. Turned out pretty good. The chieftain got defeated, and they fought off some of the screed ogres, and the rest of them kind of just didn't get involved. And, they walked out of there, everybody alive. The barbarian was hurt. He got down to 16 hit points. I think his max it's up there now. It's like 130 points or something like that. He got beat down pretty good. So.
What'd you call me?
Nothing. I wasn't talking about you. It's wrong, barbarian. Calm down. Calm down. Our bard had 2 hit points, but after the cleric died, they abandoned the mission to the moat house and went back to recover. Bard had enough XP to level. Tonight they're going to find that the areas they've been explored have been repopulated. Excellent. Yes.
Man. Aren't there like 3 ghouls in the moat house? Like something absurd that's like way overpowered for
downstairs. I haven't looked at that in a long time. But if I remember right, downstairs in the lower level, there's an area that's got columns, and those ghouls are.
There's 3 ghouls in there. Yeah,
there's 3 or 4. There's not one. There's a bunch.
It's ridiculous, is what it is.
Yeah. I vaguely remember that. I need to run that again. I haven't run that in a long time. It's been a long time since I've ran that. Actually, I think I actually set myself up to run it somewhere. I'm thinking about it. Maybe it was Page. I don't remember where, actually.
with some minor tweaking, it makes a really great.
I love it.
I'm
sure
the moat house is in Village of Hamlet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you basically got the first part where you're in the town and all that, and you finally get to the Hamlet. And
well, he's got the villain's got that flaming eye thing on his chest. Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's the elemental eye. And then I was like, oh, that's totally going to be in the Temple of Elemental Evil. And
you went in there and
spoilers, it is not. It's all a big misdirect.
Yeah, that was just his own personal symbol that he had, worked up, had some artists come in, did some kind of captures and stuff, talked about it, and then that's what they came out with. Sort of his own identifying icon, so to speak, right?
Yeah, 7 years. Yeah, late 70s, spoiler alert. Sorry, guys, if you don't know. The Elder Elemental Eye is not at the bottom of the Temple of Elemental Evil.
Lareth is beautiful. Lareth the Beautiful is misunderstood. That's right, Lando. He has good things at heart. He's a good fella. He sure is.
It's an old mushroom woman. It's very weird.
Late 70s spoilers alert. That is a fun adventure, though. I had forgotten about it, actually, because it seems like one of the buildings out in the moat in the courtyard, it seems like one of them actually falls in on you, I think. Or maybe that's something I did. I don't remember. It was rotted out or something. I don't remember. I'm trying to remember.
The Temple of Elemental Evil.
I ran that. I think I ran that at one of the virtual Greyhawk cons one year.
Probably.
I don't remember now. I know it was online. So it was online. It was either them or one of the other, like Game Hole or Gary Comey did virtual.
Yeah, it was. The Elder Elemental Eye was in the G series. I'm like, oh, this is all going to connect. No, none of it. No.
Yeah. No, there was no planning like that back then. I don't think Easter egg wise. I think it just kind of.
Well, I think there was, but he ran at it like 7 years on, and this stupid module never came out, and they're just like, just finish it, get it out. And you can really tell because like those bottom, like
Yeah, CNC. Yeah,
those
I run all.
chambers,
I'm sorry. Go ahead, Jeremy.
those elemental chambers at the end of the dungeon are like kind of obviously not finished. They're just like
Yeah,
big elemental themed rooms,
yeah.
um, with like a 1% chance to encounter
I don't
these
remember.
NPCs that have full page they have these beautiful illustrations, but you're statistically never going to run into them, and it just feels like there was like a lot there that never got printed.
Yeah,
Really weird.
I always thought. I always just assumed that they just decided to not finish it all, or there was some stuff that they cut out. Whatever. You know what I mean?
They were missing deadlines like crazy.
Yeah. So
Um,
Alien Gary, you can run. Yeah, I run a lot of AD&D and basic stuff in CNC because I grew up with those adventures. I like the stuff that we put out. It's not that I don't like our stuff, but man, are you kidding me? Isle of Dread? Hell yeah, I'm gonna run that in CNC. It's awesome, because that's my favorite adventure. So but yeah,
it's a it's a cool idea for a twist. I don't
what's
know
that?
how seeded it is through the narrative, like little hints
What do you mean? Which one?
along at the end of the. You remember how Temple of Elemental Evil ends, right? Like what's at the
Yeah, is that
bottom?
what you're talking about? I don't know if you were commenting on what I said. I
Yeah,
didn't.
yeah. I was talking just the idea that there's like this huge subversion, and if you're just running it out of the book as written, there's
Oh,
not hardly anything to telegraph it at all.
right.
So people are just kind of like, "What? Really?" When you
Yeah.
finally get down there, it's not a bad idea. I just,
No, you're right. In my main campaign in Air, the party slew Lareth, but one of the evil spy NPCs chopped his finger off and the party wasn't looking, and he'll be resurrected at some point. Nice. Excellent.
that's awesome.
In fact,
That's awesome.
here's what you do, Sparky. You set up a future deal where whatever party has been hired to help resurrect this poor fellow that died in battle or something, right? And they inadvertently resurrect Lareth. That's what you need. You need to make that happen. They would never have a clue, right? And then here they go and they release evil upon the world once again. Who seeks revenge? It would be awesome. Yes. Contact me for more twisted tips on how to destroy your players' minds. Yeah. So I'm all about that. Well, listen, we're probably gonna get out of here. It's getting late now, and I gotta eat. So my wife's in there angry because I've not got. She doesn't know we had to restart those. So I restarted. She's not angry.
Mm.
Let's do the giveaways and get out of here. All right. That's right. The Isle of Dead is even better than the Isle of Dread, Chris, because that's what happens when you go to the Isle of Dread. You die. You die. I have seen a lot of people. In fact, my version of Isle of Dread contains, believe it or not, a Draco Lich, because that's my favorite dragon too. So favorite module, favorite dragon. There you go. You can't go wrong. Anyway, let me get over here and switch out. I got to get to the chat here first. We'll get this going. Do. I didn't restart the other stuff either. There we go. Right. And we'll switch over here. Thanks for the half a stream. Hey, we're trying to do the best we can do over here. Come on, Manfred. Yeah, I love Dracula.
You got 40 minutes out of it. That's not, or 50 minutes. That's not bad.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Dracula's making an M&T. I don't know. I have a reply to that, but I don't really know the real truth, actually.
There is a monster called the Lich Dragon.
Yeah, Lich Dragon. I think that's what we went with because we couldn't call it Dracula Lich, right? I don't think we could. That's FR.
Stephen wanted it in the dragon section, and all of the names start with dragon, comma, because the second word is dragon for all of them. So it's like,
right.
That's just how we had to name it to get it to fit.
Oh yeah, I think Lich too. Yeah, you only got so much room.
Is fine.
Right. But there it is in there though, I guess. I knew it was going to be, but I wasn't 100% sure. I was looking at Jeremy because I don't know what the end result was. Oh my god.
It's basically just a template you put on another dragon. It makes him like 4 levels higher and gives him like all these aura abilities, and he's really, really, really nasty.
That's what you bring out for your level 24 characters, right? Crush them. Anyway. All right, we're closing entries. Boom. Yeah. All right, let's pull our winners. This is for a $15 code off the store. If you win, there will be a link that pops up that says to our Discord. Just join our Discord, hit up Obsidian Risk, Scott. He will get you your code. Tag him, ask around, flash him, whatever. We'll get it to you. All right. And here we go. First winner is. Who is it? Eater of Worlds. Look at that. Love that name. What's up, EOW? Congrats. $15 for you. Next up will be Alien Gear. Look at that.
Wow.
Hanging out. All right.
Huge pull.
And for our last winner, this is for $25 off the store. Here we go.
Ready to clap.
Commander Pete. He can pay for shipping that way. No. Actually, Pete, you probably would be better off. You know what? I hadn't thought about. Well, you could use PDF though, actually. But there you go. It's $25. You can do what you want to with it. Pete would love that. All right, I'm going to switch back over. Actually, let me check one thing real fast here. See who's.
My boy Crusaders 27.
Dave is on. We're going to already into him.
It's on there. What are you talking about?
What's
27 there? He's saying he can't.
What's that? What's wrong?
He's saying he can't get Crusader number 27. It's on the store, right?
It's not. They're on there in bundles. You'd have to get the bundle,
oh.
And it's not in print. It's PDF because I don't have any print materials. But so what we have on the store is like half of them, and then another bundle of half, or one that's got all. So that's the three choices I have at the time. I mean, eventually I'll probably put them back up as individuals, but he told me to wait until we decide we're gonna do print or not because that's a lot of work, right? But you know, if you want to, you can buy the bundle, and then I'll send you my copy too. That way you'll have two copies PDF. Right? Smart. All right, let me get this rate.
Two copies. Hey.
Now you feel like you're really winning. All right, where are we
I mean, you could just duplicate the PDF on your own computer.
Oh, I guess I'll have to go back over to the computer. What's that?
Having two copies of the same PDF is not
it's very convenient.
Very tantalizing. It's not a very tantalizing value proposition because you
Why are you being so negative about that? I think that's fantastic. Think about it.
I can make 1 million copies of the same PDF on my computer.
And then you have 1 million of them, dude. Think about 1 million of them. Think about that. Just think about it, you know? Let me get this raid set up here. You're distracting me. Where are you at, Dave? I'm going to copy because I always screw up with the names, and I don't want to do that. There we go. And we've not been over in a while. He's not been on, so we'll go visit
Spaces.
Dave, Eat the Surf.
No spaces.
He is talking
PAT
about
2
Monster Talk.
Some
Hobbit strategy battle game. Father versus son. That sounds cool. Yeah, congrats to all the winners, guys. Just hit them up in Discord. We'll start this raid off.
Big ups.
Big ups to everybody who hung out and waited for us. We had all those tech problems earlier. It all got fixed. Yay! We'll be back. I'll be back Saturday morning with my game. We're going to see if Tarnum survives or not. He may not survive. I don't know. He still doesn't know what happened after he left. I've not told him yet about. Anyway, he'll find out. Yeah. So we'll be back Saturday morning with my game. So come by and see us. 10 a.m. Eastern. All right. Yeah, look at Keith. He's being smart about it. Just grab 27 off. Come on, Keith. I was trying to make a sale there. Come on, man. All right. There's salt water. All right, guys. We're going to get out of here. You guys have a wonderful
10 o'clock
evening.
and
All right. Peace out, homies. Ow! Trolls eye.
Goodbye.